Good morning, 9 a.m. on Friday, August 11th, 2023. And I don't have questions to respond to. So I figured I would tell a couple of stories of client work between yesterday and this morning. Not a big deal, but just something to talk about. Come over here and check on an audio. Talk about. Yep, we got audio. That Dell 7010 computer that used to be down here or up here on occasion, I took that to my client's office yesterday, Thursday, after hours. I could have taken it during hours and set it up in what we call their small conference room. Because then what I'll do next is connect remotely to it and perform the in-office installations. In fact, I already did that yesterday. So my process for setting up a new computer for most offices, but particularly this office, is I do some of the setup here in the lab, but there's some installations that I have to do with the computer at their office, connected to their network, connected to their server, because the installations come off of their server and I need the mapped network drives, but it's not ready to install at their desk. So what I did is, sometimes I use a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, but this time I had that computer already set up so that I could connect remotely to it. So I just took it over there, plugged it, set it on the floor in this small conference room, not on the desk, connected to power and an Ethernet cable connected, and I turned the computer on. Then I went to one of the other computers in their office and connected through the web interface for my remote connection software to verify that it was talking to the network and that I could connect to it. Yes, it was. So I came back to my office here. So was that yesterday? Oh, you know what? I must have taken that in Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday night. Because yesterday I connected to it remotely and did the in-office installations during business hours, which wasn't interrupting anyone because nobody's using that as their computer yet. Then last evening, after hours, my intention was to connect to that person's current computer once they're gone for the day, and I was going to do a Fabs auto backup from that and check the configurations of how they have their Outlook set up and some specific user configurations for Microsoft Word and Excel and a couple of their legal softwares that they use. However, this person apparently either puts their computer to sleep or hibernates or shuts it down at night. And I would have, could have called her before the end of her workday and asked her to leave it on. So I wasn't able to do that work last night. And then I figured, well, I'll just drive over there and turn it on last evening so that I could work remotely on that computer today during business hours. No dice. I went out to the garage, opened the door to get to the garage, and my car's not there. I took it into the dealer yesterday for the regular A1 service, which means oil change, tire rotation, that stuff, but I also wanted a full detail inside and out, and waxing and engine compartment. So that meant leaving it with them overnight. And I forgot that my car is not here. That was early evening that I attempted to do that. A couple hours go by, and after being distracted with something else, and I caught the Ken Stout show. He's back. Welcome back, Ken. He's in good form last night. All up and cheerful and fun. And after that was over, I got the idea again. Oh, I should go over to their office and turn her computer on so that I can work on it remotely on Friday. Went out to the garage. Oops, no car. Oh, yeah. Forgetful Doug. Yes, that's right, Ken Stout. So my plan now, because this evening I'm kind of busy, and tomorrow, Saturday, I wanted to go over and do the physical move for the computer. So I want to get those in-office configurations done during business hours today. So what I will do is I'll call her in another hour or two and ask her to exit all her programs when she goes for lunch. Actually, I don't even need her to do that. Yes, I do. And the reason why I ask them to exit their programs is because sometimes they have documents open that they haven't saved. Yeah, I know. Should beat them over the head. Save your documents. So if I ask her to close all of her programs, that way I'm forcing her to have everything saved. Because sometimes what they do in this office in particular is that they'll tell me they have saved everything. Then when I go to work on their computer and I try to exit from Microsoft Word or Excel, I find no, there are unsaved documents there. But what they do a lot of times is they'll go to a website and copy a whole bunch of stuff and then paste it into an unnamed new document in Microsoft Word, and they don't actually need to save it. They're just using it for reference or to do some more copying and pasting between that temporary document and the other programs that they use. But I don't know that. So I'm reluctant to just exit those documents without saving them. So sometimes I'll save them with the current date and time and figure if they call me back saying, hey, I needed that, I can get it back for them. But they never do. So anyway, what I'll do during her lunch break is do the Fabs auto backup, and I'll have a recording. I'll make a recording of all the screens that I go to rather than making notes of her configuration, so I can match the configuration of the new computer as much as I can to the old computer. Now, some of you might say, why do I do all of that extra work for them? Well, number one, I'm able to bill for it. Number two, my client knows that I do that for them because it's itemized on my invoice to them. They've never objected to it. Number three, if I don't do that, they call me back and say, hey, this is different. I don't like this new computer. And it may just simply be because I didn't configure Outlook or Word to open up the same way that they're accustomed to, because the minor little differences will oftentimes throw an end user for a loop, for a big loop. And they say, I don't like this new computer because things are different. And it's only because Doug didn't go the extra mile and fix things the way they had them set up on their old computer. So I like for them to be able to just sit down at their new computer and it works just the same as their old computer. My clients are happy with that, and I get to charge for that time. So if you're on the MSP model, you wouldn't want to do that. You want to do spend as little time as you can with it. All right, I'm not going to talk anymore about MSP, as far as you know right now. Then I have another story from this morning. Actually started last night. My client texted me, and I allow them to text me after hours. That's okay, but I might not respond. So when did this first notice? Yeah, 9:12 p.m. last night. The Dougs around here are already in bed, not asleep yet, but the phone has gone on to night mode, and I didn't even hear the text come in. Oh, actually, this one started at 7:48 yesterday morning. So I told him to restart the computer at home. The problem was, this is the office where we have VPN connection set up through routers. We got a router at his home, router at his vacation home in Avila, and a router in his office, so that those sites can communicate with each other transparently through router VPN services. And it's actually WireGuard is the VPN that we use. It's installed on those routers. So he can use a remote desktop built into Windows Pro to connect to his office computers. And he wasn't able to connect. He was getting a message Let's see, actually I can tell you what the message said because he gave me a picture of it. Remote desktop cannot find the computer. Then it gives the name of the computer. This might mean that name of computer does not belong to the specified network. Verify the computer name and domain that you're trying to connect to. Well, I told him that, well, we had Windows updates this week, so maybe your home computer needs to be restarted. And he says, yes, it does. Because I asked him about the orange or yellow red dot in the bottom right corner. He says, yes, it does have it. So I said, well, try restarting that. So he tried restarting that later that evening and then sent a text back at, what was that? That was that late night one. No, not that one. Oh, 9:12 p.m. That he restarted and still couldn't connect. I was able to connect from my computer. I use a software-based VPN to their office. And so that meant his office computer was fine for its side of the VPN connection. So this morning after Fortnite, well, he had texted me during Fortnite, and I texted him back during Fortnite saying I need about 15 minutes before I'll be free to call you. So I called him. He was at home, and we did some work on it, and I connected through LogMe and Rescue to his computer, and everything looked fine as far as we went. And I was getting the same error message when trying to connect to his office computer from his home computer. And then I said, I had some other things I want to do with it. And I said, are you under a time pressure right now? And he said, yes, I am. I have a meeting I need to get to and at such and such time. I said, well, I really don't need you to stay on the phone with me through this. So you can go ahead and turn to whatever you need to do if you'd like to do that. And he did that. And I continued working on it for a while. I connected to his router at home through my remote connection to his home computer and looked at the configurations and found that, I'll tell you about the bright red in a moment. And I found that the WireGuard VPN configuration on that router was missing. It was just gone. But the rest of the configuration, the IP addresses of that router looked okay. So it wasn't a manufacturer reset of that router. That had not occurred. So now I think what I need to do is just go reconfigure that WireGuard VPN, or possibly, I'm not certain at the moment whether we have a backup of the configuration, but I think we do. So that's probably where I'm going to go with that. Yeah, that red down there is those RGB lights that I set up and put back there, and that one fell from the top, one of the top shelves down to the bottom. Now let's see, how do I have that one set up? Oh, Alexa, turn off Big Beast Layer.
Okay.
Boom, there it is. That's the name of that light. And there's 4 different color lights, and they fell off, they changed their alignment, and because I really care about RGB. Of course you do, Doug. You bought the lights. Peer pressure. Peer pressure from other tech YouTubers. Really? Here, look what happened when I popped out chat. I only have 2 chat messages when I popped out chat. There was more there when it was, let's restore it. See, they're all there now. If I go pop out chat, YouTube is so messed up with the chat room. I do not have my car back yet. I'll be getting it back sometime today. I'll take Lyft or Uber. They paid for the Lyft car to bring me home yesterday. And I already responded to the bright red on the floor. Did you get my email, Doug? Josh, yes, I have that queued up for today. Let's see. Over here, see that tab over here that says, Doug, here's a little something. I'll bring that up. and then make sure it's okay to show that to you. Yes, it is. From Josh Kinder, sent an email for the subject line says, Doug, here is a little something for helping us with the printer. Sent from my iPhone. Thank you for everything you do for us. Your friend Josh and Aunt Mary. And it was an Amazon gift card. I punched in the code number that he gave me. Turned out to be a $25 gift card. Thank you very much, Josh. And as always, not required. I will still help you without you sending money, but it's always appreciated. Thank you. Now, let's see if I can fix this chat room by going to live chat. Will that work? No. Still don't see anything before 9:09. Well, let's come back here and restore chat again, then catch up with chat. Chris Garrett says first. Am I really first? Rick Lakes is second. Chris Garrett, Ran Israel. Hello, everyone. TGIF. Greetings all. With a weather report from Selden Ball. Alice is here. Jim, replace finishing. Ugh, such a Doug. Finish replacing the garbage disposal about 20 minutes ago. Oh, so much fun not. Yeah. Ken Stout saying hello to everybody. Lawn Dog, Selden Ball. Rick Lake, Speedy C. Speedy C, I think, was with us in Fortnite this morning. Nicholas Hooks, hello. I want to say he was with us in Fortnite too. Not sure. Ran Israel, Chit Chats, best wishes and hope you're feeling better for Ken. He was in good form last night. Good mood. Speedy C, Ken Stout, forgetful. Doug, wax on, wax off. Yeah, about the car. That's what that was. Daniel Sand. Yeah, that's way over my head. I don't get that cultural reference at all. Tim Sal, Bronk, Chris Garrett. I wish you could have recorded your reaction when you saw your car gone and you remembered where your car was. John Williams, poor Doug, TGIF. Time to take a nap before your car is ready to go. That would be for sleepy Doug, LOL. Typo feeling. What, did the Bronx have a typo up there? I don't know. Rick Lakes, hi Jim. Mortantis, hello. Hello to you. Do not have my car back yet. Did that already. Oh, there's jumping around. The email question from Josh Lundog. It's my understanding that cool people on YouTube use LEDs. It creates a certain aura for the show. There's a character named Aura in Fortnite, and we sometimes have to go visit her for various different quests. Selden Ball, when I switched to live chat just now, all but 3 chats disappeared. Switching back to top chat made no difference at all. All of them are still gone. Josh says, you're welcome, my friend. Tim says, hi everyone, I'm not able to comment on my phone. I don't know why. Only works on my laptop. On your phone, you need to be using the YouTube app, and you need to be signed into your YouTube account in the YouTube app. See if either of those give you your fix. Now I'm going to click on the blue arrow, then scroll up to where I was. Richard Rogers, hello. Tim says hello, and Chris Garrett to Tim, you are commenting. Yeah, he's commenting on his computer, but he can't do it on his phone. Alice, the updates from Tuesday for Win 10 have broken my Windows Spotlight. Oy! You might have to reinstall it. I think other people reported that happening. Or repair it. Let's see, do I have... Yeah, I have Windows Spotlight. I think she's... Yeah, Windows 10. So if I do Windows key R, appwiz.cpl, and then Windows Spotlight. Does it show up here as an app? No. Does it show up over here as, let's see, if I do Windows key apps, go to apps and features. Does it show it here? Scroll all the way down to the W's. I don't see Windows Spotlight. Is it, let's see, where else might it be? Microsoft or Spotlight, Spotify. Let's see, Spotlight, don't see it there. It's a Bing element. Bing wallpaper, that's it. So here, Bing wallpaper, you can uninstall it, but there's no repair option up here. The name is Bing wallpaper, not Windows Spotlight. How many different names can you have for the same thing? Here it is, Bing wallpaper. There's no repair option there. Does it show up down here on your taskbar? And then, like, if you go into, can you click on previous, or can you go into settings? Maybe you can just wake it up again, or quit. You could quit it here and then relaunch it. I'll quit it and then go hit the Windows button and then Bing wallpaper to reopen it. See if that'll fix it for you. And then we see the B is here again. Then if I minimize everything, I should take that off screen, because yeah, when I minimize, I was gonna reveal some client specific information. Here's the wallpaper for today. This looks like some kind of swimming pool with a couple of people laying out and getting sun. If I click down here on the B, Gateway Pool at Art Installation at Jupiter. Oh, you have to travel to Jupiter to get that. A SpaceX maybe to get to it. Now that looks like Owens Humphrey, Pennsylvania, PA. Edinburgh Art Festival. Might look futuristic. This stunning pool was created a few years ago at the Jupiter Artland Sculpture Garden near Edinburgh for the Scottish city's annual festival. Not Pennsylvania. Nearly 30 feet wide, the gateway is both a landscape sculpture and a functioning swimming pool. It was made by artist Jonah Vasconcelos from over 11,000 hand-painted tiles. Produced from traditional ceramic workshop in Portugal. That's a multicultural, multi-city project. I'm going to take that off screen again and get back to where I need to be, so I don't expose something accidentally. Spotlight is under personalization. Somebody asked here, isn't Spotlight under personalization? Isn't Spotlight under personalization? To select that for your Windows desktop or for your lock screen, yes, you have to go in to set it. But to actually turn it on or restart it, you could do it down here on the Bing wallpaper, because that's the engine for it. And for the lock screen in Windows 10, you can do that for the lock screen, you can choose Windows Spotlight, but for the background, it's not available on Windows 10. You have to install the Bing wallpaper to get it. And then I don't think that's true for Windows 11. I think Windows 11, it shows up, but I might be wrong about that. You might, because I do have the Bing wallpaper installed on my Windows 11. All right. Tim is getting a server error. He says he is signed in. Are you using the YouTube app on your cell phone? Speedy C, yes, I was in your Fortnite stream. It was a great stream and a pleasure to be there. Yeah, Jesse, he finished off. He was alone. The rest of us had gotten killed off. And he was alone against, I think it was 4 other teams and, I don't know, 12, 15 players, and he won the game single-handedly. Doug, I don't think Spotlight has a repair function. You're right about that. Classic Microsoft's numerous names for the same thing just to keep the customer confused. Isn't Spotlight under personalization? Alice, I will take a look. Thank you. I already tried changing it to a picture and turning Spotlight back on, but this did not do anything. And were you saying that for a wallpaper or for a lock screen? Broke my Windows Spotlight. Yeah, Windows Spotlight is, you can select that for your lock screen and you can select it for your desktop. And I don't know if you're having trouble on both of them or just one of them. John Williams, I picked up a MSI Armor RX 580 GPU and installed it. It works fine. However, the fans don't come on unless there's a load on it. Is that normal? Yes. Yes, that's normal. If you want to gain a little more confidence about that, you could check, let's see, in hardware info, which I have that automatically launching when I start my computer. You could check your temperatures in there. And I think, don't temperatures actually show up in Task Manager as well? That's easier to get to on performance maybe. And then in the CPU section, does this show temperature? No, it does not. Does resource monitor? Just looking at what's built into Windows. Do we get temperature of the CPU tab? No, I'm not seeing any temperature. So if I'm missing it there, maybe someone can tell me where you can get it with the built-in information. Go back here on hardware info, CPU. Let's see, I think it was in a section called thermal. Let me minimize each of these. See if I can figure out the right place by process of elimination. Dim temperature, smart drive temperatures. I know some of you know exactly where this is and you're yelling at me right now. Task Manager does show GPU temperature. That's not CPU. It's the CPU fan that's not turning. But yeah, if it doesn't need the fan, it can stop turning. CPU, Core i9, DTS, Enhanced, Memory Timings, ASUS, Dim Temperature. So it would be in the CPU section in one of these. There's, I know there's, and there's a place in there for thermal limiting if it's over here, but how about the actual temperature? Megahertz, percentage symbols, X. Here's degrees. Here's temperatures. Yeah, here's all your temperatures. So you can see them go up and go down as you're working. So this is in DTS. DTS, digital thermal sensor. DTS, digital thermal sensor. So doesn't that make sense? Collapse all these items and look for the one that has the DTS, and that's the place that you're going to find thermal, because T stands for thermal. See, if I repeat it long enough, maybe Doug will remember it next time. But you know about my memory issues because those are only vacuum tubes, 1957. That's all we had back then. I'm not sure if that's even true. Wintermute says that's normal. Yes, on the left. Task Manager does show GPU temperature. He seems confused. It was the GPU fan on the RX. Oh, that's right, because he was asking. It was, of course it was. Because what he said he put in was this 580 GPU, graphics processor unit. So it is the graphics. Such a Doug. Let's see, GPU showing percentage here. Let's go to performance. And GPU over here. There's 51 degrees Celsius. In a Celsius Deo, Gloria, Deo, Celsius, whatever. Ken DeBryan, thanks for the tutorial on Battle Royale the other day. So helpful. BR, Battle Royale, right? Is that what that stands for? I'm here after publishing my short. Yeah, Dennis published a short regarding our Fortnite play this morning because there was some. Oh, and Dennis got the final victory kill, the final shot. He won the game for us in the last game. Jim, most GPU fans won't kick on until the card gets above 55 to 60. Celsius Deo. Got it. 17 tabs worth. Whatever that is, I don't know. Oh, 9:30. I have a redirect set up for Kelly Holzman's Friday show. Let's go see what that show is. I didn't pay attention to what the show is today. Show starts every Friday. Please join our live chat. Doesn't look like a specific topic selected yet. He's saying hardware diversity. Oh, he's showing a AMD Ryzen and a Intel Core i9 unlocked in his thumbnail. And Sarge Tech already comes in with a $5 super chat. Oh, channel comments. Let's get these. Tony Wallow from yesterday's show. I think that was yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday's show. Says, I'm so confused. There was plenty to be confused about in yesterday's show. Alice says, great stream. Just watched it back. Yeah, still looking at Macs, but not sure what to get yet in terms of a Windows PC or a Mac. And best wishes to you when you're just in figuring out what you want to do. Of course, you know everybody over here is in this community is hoping you get a Windows PC, but you get what's right for you, Alice. And stand your ground firmly. Tom says, question, Doug, do the other Dougs eat, shower, and do they at least help you clean and help with work? No. What the other Dougs do, what they're really good at is pointing the finger at each other, blaming each other. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's his fault. And they learned that from me because that's what I do. When something doesn't get done, I would say it's procrastination Doug's fault. He was the one that was supposed to do it, not me. So yeah, I'm going to say they don't eat, they don't shower. I'm the only one that gets to do all of that. But it's never my fault. Yeah, we all cope, have our own coping mechanisms. No, this was all made up during these streaming experience. That was not a personality trait of mine before this community inspired it. I don't even know how all that got started with multiple Dougs. I think we're done. All right. So have a great Friday, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow if you're here, and if not, have a great weekend.